Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at this third-party custom pleather duster coat for the Black Series Clone Wars Cad Bane figure that came out a while back. I ordered this on eBay, cost me about $32. Really nice quality, selling the faux leather look pretty well here on this fabric, and it's got real nice small details in there that do basically kind of translate nicely into this smaller scale. Soft goods are often a pretty tricky thing to try and replicate if you're not doing them proper. But in the past, I want to say 5 years or so, we've really seen this huge leap in just how they're done and how people handle them. From anywhere from Mezco to the sellers that are on eBay like GPS Lots, and the seller as well, who I will put a link in the description below to their listing and to their eBay shop. That way you guys can see what they have. Now, mind you, this did come from China. This took about a month to get here. I ordered it back in November, I want to say around Thanksgiving time. And it is just got here yesterday. So yesterday was December 27th. 2022, so it took a little over a month to get here, just a few days over a month, but the initial time that I was getting on it was January 25th, and this showed up way earlier than that, so I'm really happy about that. I was also kind of willing to just eat it on that shipping time because I wasn't finding any other soft good coats for Cad Bane. So with that said and all that out of the way, let's take a look at this thing. So we can see some nice details down below here. Now, these are not crimped on corner pieces. These are kind of just painted on with a silver pen, it would seem, which is fine. You know, I can't complain completely about that, simply because it would be really hard to get something like that. Would it be impossible? No, not at all, but it would be kind of hard. In the future, I might try to figure out some kind of metal that I can cut, some kind of tin or silver that I can get and put on the corners of these parts right here, also up here as well. But other than that, his jacket doesn't have a whole lot of intricate things going on with it. It's pretty rudimentary. We'll take a look at the coat he has on himself right here as is. They do capture it very nicely for how it looks in the show on here. I like the shoulders, very broad, kind of stiffened up shoulders. The hat's falling off, but we're going to leave that off anyway because we're going to need to take this off soon. But I do like the coat. This coat does well enough if you're just a collector that grabs the figures and just puts them on the shelf, does nothing with them, then by all means, this is something that, you know, you wouldn't even really need per se unless you wanted it. For me, I like to do photography and different kind of shots with my figures, so the cloth goods, depending on what the figure is and who it is and what kind of poses I want to get them in and what kind of motion and characteristics are captured in their clothing in the comic books or shows that they're in, I will usually try and get a cloth good for them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take this off. Installation is simple enough. We're basically just going to be doing this but reverse, so we'll go ahead and slip the coat off here. One thing to note with this jacket that I've noticed when taking it off is that you'll see these stress marks pop up really easily whenever you bend it. And, you know, I think if you were to have him in some kind of pose where this was put into a certain position, like bent really is all you're going to be able to get out of it, you're going to end up forming these stress marks and they're going to become permanent, I would feel. Anyway, so here's the coat. We'll go ahead and kind of flay those arms to the side a little bit. so that we're able to slip them into the arms a little bit more easier. And then once we're past that elbow point there, we can just straighten them up. And we will slip those arms right on through. Put those arms back in normal position. Kind of get everything fixed up. There we go. Twist and bend and twist and bend until it's looking all nice. With the collar here, I don't like it popped up so much. I do like to have it kind of sitting flat. So what I like to do is kind of just bend it back. Find a nice point to crease at here. Get it nice and tucked into there. Here we go. It's working all right. And then I kind of just take his breathing apparatus, and what I do is I just kind of push it down flat against his back there, and that will kind of hold that position there. And then this portion up here is a little bit more trickier to really just get to sit still. You're kind of going to be left with a little bit of movement up here, some folds and whatnot, but honestly, it lays really well against him, and I don't have a major problem with it at all. So let's get these arms bent forward here, how they should be. All right. Coolio. There we go. All right, let's get that hat back on there. And I gotta say, you guys, I'm very impressed with this. I'm really liking this coat here. For me, when it comes to characters like this, like I said, their clothes, depending on what they're wearing and everything like that, when it comes to soft goods like this on the figures, it really sells it for me on them. This just completely changes him. I have both versions of Cad Bane. This is one that I got for my brother, but this version with the cloak is how I know him to be at all times, and this is my absolute favorite look for him. Let me take a look here. So this is the Braca one. You could put it on to here. I'm not going to try so much. This is one that I had customized myself. I just did a full repaint on him, but you know, it would fit the same on here. There's a lot of the same reuse on the parts. The only thing that you would really have to worry about is the shoulder pieces and everything, but other than that, you could put it onto this guy. Braca Cad Bane was kind of just how he appears here in the show, so I don't have any reason to put this on him, especially when I have the original Cad Bane and how he looked in the Clone Wars show. So let's look over this. It just falls really nicely on here. Really nicely done stitch work on here. The wire runs from right about here all the way down and around these edges here, and you can get some real nice just looks out of him with this thing. Let's go ahead and pull these blasters out of his holsters here. Man, these things, I don't know why they're so difficult to pull out there, but whatever. I'm telling you guys, when it comes to the soft goods and characters like this, it really just completely changes the figure for me. This guy, I kind of had him posed up, whatever, right? He was kind of kicked back like this a little bit, arms down, guns were to this in the holsters and everything, and his head was down when the jacket was with this one. But ever since I got this thing, I mean, you can do a lot with this guy. It doesn't hinder any of his articulation. In fact, I would go so far as to say that it allows for probably even better just poses and everything, just given how it sits and doesn't really get in the way of anything. But yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, he's looking real good there with that. I'm digging it. Seriously, you guys. It's a completely different figure now. You can really get him into these nice shots here. We could flay that coat out even more if we want. There you go. A little bit more emotion going on with that. You can really mess with it. You could get him in these flight poses where it looks like he's taking off and shooting at people at the ground. Like that. Got a clone trooper here. I'm not going to pose them all up, but you guys get the idea. You know, you can get away with so much with this figure. I'm just completely impressed with how well Cloth Goods make figures look. I got a gunslinger coat from GPS Lot on eBay. He's one of the more popular ones that have been doing this for quite a while, I want to say. I got out of toys, but even when I was into toys years ago, I knew who GPS Lot was. And I just didn't have the money to get his stuff until now. But I'm very much in love with that Gunslinger Spawn simply because of the coat. I did repaint him completely, and perhaps I can do a video of that later on. But just an example of like how well these coats work out for these figures. It's magic, you know? To me, it's magic. I love it. There we go, he's looking good. That coat is sitting pretty flush with the ground. Got some nice overlap there. You could really mess with it and just make it look super organic. Anyway, I love this thing. You guys should really check this out. I would highly recommend buying this. Unfortunately, like I said, the shipping time is a little bit much on him. If you're impatient, then I don't know what else to say. I would just say deal. If you really want to get it, go for it. Seriously, you guys, I can't recommend this thing enough. I will drop the link down below in the description to where you guys can get this. It's going to be the eBay listing. Like I said, about $32, somewhere in that range. But yeah, if you guys like this video, leave a comment down below. Leave me any kind of criticism you feel like you might need to leave. I will take a look at it. I'll respond to the comments. I appreciate you guys very much for taking the time to check this video out. And y'all have a beautiful day and Happy New Year. Adios.